Ladies, let's have a chit chat. If you notice, I'm sure you've seen on YT men over intellectualizing their sex drive. Oh, the reason why we press forward is because we have high levels of testosterone, and that's a man's love language to connect with you physically, and that's just the nature of a man, and da da da, and every whatever excuse they want to come up with. It ain't got shit to do with love, so stop. These men need to stop lying. It doesn't have anything to do with his love language. Who the fuck loves you when they just met your ass? They don't know your ass from a can of paint. They don't know if you're a murderer. They don't know if you're a fugitive. They don't know shit about you. So how in the hell can it be a love language? That's stupid. You gotta stop. Let me calm down. You gotta stop listening to men and their fucking bullshit. They will over intellectualize their drive. They will blame it on testosterone. They will blame it on whatever analytical, romantic bullshit they want to pull out of their left ear. The real reason is because they are animals. They are animals in heat. Most of them are narcissists, and most of them do not have self-control. That is the real freaking reason. It doesn't have jack diddly squat to do with testosterone. It doesn't. Because if they were that maniacal and that desperate, they would be knocking women down everywhere and taking them. Knocking them down at the grocery store, the mall, when she goes to her car, taking a hike in the woods. He's going to snatch her then and give it to her then. Every woman would be in danger if he was that fucking desperate. He's not desperate because of hormones. He's desperate because he has to feed his ego. There's a tiny percentage of men who do not act like that. Tiny percentage. It is 1,000% inappropriate to be talking about sex when you first start talking to somebody, and even after you've known them for a month or 2 or 3, and she's not really down because she knows you're going to stick and run. She ain't stupid. There's a high probability that you will stick and run. You might stick around for a little bit longer, but you already got what you wanted, so your exit door is waiting for you to bounce through it. We're not dumb. We were not born yesterday. We know how this works. If he keeps pushing for it, even though he knows your stance on it, leave him alone. And you know what I find puzzling? Women who are dumb. Women who tell other women on YT who tell other women, just wait for a few weeks or a few months or something like that until he gets to know you. Don't just give it up, make him wait for it for a while before you give it up. Why are you encouraging women to spread for him eventually? Why? Because I don't give a damn if it's 3 months in that you waited, 6 months, a year, 2 years. After he gets it, he could jet. Because if he thinks that you are a potential high value piece of tail, he'll wait it out. There's no time limit. He'll wait it out, and he'll poke other people while he's waiting on you because he considers you the prize. He likes how big your butt is or how long your legs are, or he thinks that you're beautiful and he wants to win that prize. The time restraint or the time that you wait doesn't really mean anything because he could still jet after he gets it. I think celibacy is the best way to go because they can act their asses off. pretending they're a gentleman, pretend that they're caring, pretend that they're respectful, pretend I've got sisters, I know what men have done to them, and I've got a mom and an auntie, and I've seen them all go through things, and I don't want to do that to somebody else. Blah 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 blah. Anything you want to hear that's going to drop your drawers. So, because people cannot be trusted, you don't give it to them, period. You just don't give it to them. You tell them I want a serious relationship and I don't mind a long-term lifelong relationship, whatever that looks like, but I'm not going to be sampled by an endless amount of men until one of them takes me seriously. So I'm just going to spread for everybody until one of them develops feelings for me. And this is how you know that most men are sick in their head. Well, they are sick. I mean, we see evidence, we see evidence of that all the time. They're sick. They're sick. They're sick. They're sick. They can't wait to jump up in there. But when they reveal their toxicity, which is inevitable that they show that, you're a bitch, a slut, a hoe, and everything else. They can't have it both ways. But because they're hypocrites, they do. I can't wait to get up in you. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. You're so beautiful. You're so sexy. Oh my God. And then he gets it finally, eventually. For those of you who aren't loosey-goosey and screwing on the first date, y'all must want HIV. Keep it up. You're going to get it. HIV is not a joke. And when you find out that there's no cure, which you should already fucking know that, maybe it'll slow your roll. These people are the only thing they want to give you. Men are takers. The majority of them are takers. The only thing they want to give you is wiener. That's it. Unless they're a decent man, and good luck finding them. Good luck. I told you all before, I ain't no spring chicken. I ain't met one yet that's decent and not sex hungry. So I'm going to beg you for your drawers because I have no shame. And then, after I'm tired of hitting it, I'm going to slam your character. You're a bitch, you're a slut, a slut, a whore, a tramp. What was you smiling at that guy for? Damn, you act like a bitch. You're a slut. You weren't a slut when your legs were open. Oh, no, baby. No. You were amazing. You were all that in a bag of chips because his ego's getting fat. But when he gets mad, he wants you to be a hoe, but then when you spread for him, even though you're not a hoe, you only are intimate with someone inside of a relationship, because he's tired of hitting it and because he's truly toxic, you're every name in the book. So I don't agree with, especially the way these fools act today. I don't agree with, you should wait for a few weeks or a few months and then you could give it to them. Why would you give somebody something that's the only thing they care about anyway? So if you were an artist and you could draw well, you would draw a person, okay? If somebody said, excuse me, if someone said, draw a person or draw a woman, you would draw, I can't draw, so forget about it. Okay? But for people who can draw, they would draw her head, her neck, her arms, her torso, her girly bits, because that's what girls have. Her legs, her feet, her ankles. Okay? However, most men. If you were to say draw a woman, if they were to draw women the way they actually see them, they would draw tits, vagina, and ass. Because you're not a human being to them. You are a sex toy. Do you get that? You are a sex toy. I don't give a shit if he's the nicest guy you ever knew. He's got a dick. He wants to stick it somewhere. And the majority of them lack sexual self-control. And a lot of them hate women with a passion. Which is another stupid thing. You want to stick it in somebody you don't even like? Because there's an epidemic of men hating women. Why would you want to put it in someone you hate? You stupid. But your dick makes you stupid. Stupider. So, there you go. Yeah, you ask a man if he were to draw her the way he sees women, the majority of them, he would only draw body parts because he doesn't see you as a human being. You are a stage prop to be toyed with, played with, and then thrown in a drawer, slam the drawer shut when I'm done playing with you. You are walking, talking body parts. We talked about this time and time again. Read the book. If you haven't read it, read the book, What Men Don't Want Women to Know. Go to Scribd.com, SCRIBD.com, and put a search in there, What Men Don't Want Women to Know. And you will scroll down and see the online version of the book. It's free because if you were to purchase the book, because it is so popular, people have decided to scam people for it and charge you $500, $600, $700 for the book. Screw you, ain't happening. Screw you, ain't happening. So you can get it for free on Scribd.com, SCRIBD.com. And then in the search, put in What Men Don't Want Women to Know. And one of the chapters, I'm paraphrasing because I can't remember exactly how it goes, but it says men are sexual creatures. They are hypersexual. That is the way they are. There's no excuse. There's no testosterone to blame for it. There's no, you got to understand men have needs. No. That is their nature. I don't want to hear jack shit about some stupid ass dude said, well, that's their love language. Touch is their love language. That's if you're already in love with somebody, not trying to fuck her because you asked her on a date. You're not talking to Susie Sausage Head over here. Love language. Get the fuck out of here. You ain't in love. You're in lust. Don't confuse the two. Okay? Love means you will fight a grizzly bear to save her life. You're not worried about yours. You're worried about hers. That's love. Lust is, how soon can I hit them skins? Like, what's his name? Andrew Dice Clay said to one lady in the audience, nice legs, what time do they open? Exactly. That is the nature of a man. He's a comedian, of course. He's very hilariously funny. But besides the point, that's the nature of the beast. Nice legs, what time do they open? There are some women who have waited until they got married in order to be intimate with their partner. And their partner may have waited until they got married, but that doesn't mean that he hasn't been poking other people, because you as a woman who's keeping your legs shut, you're not going to know if he's fucking other people because you won't give it up. He might be. You're waiting. He's not. Strong possibility he's not going to keep his wiener in his pants until the wedding. They don't have self-discipline. Most of them, majority of them, they don't. It's because they don't want to have self-discipline. They're very please the flesh. Why do you think so many of them have a beer belly? Because they can't stop fucking drinking. That's why. They can't put the beer down. They can't put the alcohol down. They can't stop smoking. They can't stop screwing. They can't stop overindulging in food. And next thing you know, they're huge. They haven't seen their wiener in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years because their gut's so big. Because they can't stop. They have no discipline. They keep indulging in whatever feels good for the moment. And if it's detrimental to me, whatever. I don't care. So they don't have discipline when it comes to alcohol and smoking cigarettes and doing drugs if they're into drugs. They don't have any discipline when it comes to anything if they are trying to please the flesh. And sex is no different. It pleases the flesh. I would strongly, strongly advise women to continue to stay celibate. I don't care if he's the finest man you ever saw. I don't care if his voice is silk when he talks to you. He's got a radio voice. Silky, seductive. You better not don't do nothing stupid because you're going to regret it. Anybody can be nice to get you to give them what they want. They could be the perfect gentleman. Sweetest guy in the world. Until he gets what he wants. Don't listen to this nonsensical bullshit that these guys online say. It's their love language. You gotta understand. Men have high testosterone. Really? Then how come every time they see a woman, they're not essaying her in public, no matter where she's at, bending her over in the produce? Because you gotta understand, we can't control ourselves. We're animals. They can control their damn self. They just don't want to. Their mom could look like a professional model. You think they're going to attack their mom that way? No, they will not. Unless they're extra sick. Or his sister or his cousin, female cousin. You know, he's not going to just grab a female because she happens to be there. Look at that. I know she's my sister, but damn, girl, damn. Normal people don't do that. Regardless of testosterone. So they can control it. They just choose not to most of the time. And they're always hunting. That is the nature of a man, to hunt. That is their nature. No excuses for them. None of that. And like I said before, those women that are saying, I waited till I got married. I guarantee you, he didn't wait till you got married. Y'all got married. I guarantee you. Unless he was a virgin when y'all married, and the chances of that are slim to zero. They will be sweet. They will be a gentleman. They will put on whatever hat. The boyfriend hat, the fiance hat, the husband hat. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You can still be used for sex when you are married because he was never connected to you. A vow don't make you connected unless you want to be connected and you want to honor your vows. Marriage don't mean shit. I'm tired of hearing, vows are a sacrament before God, a promise. No, the hell it ain't. Not unless the person takes it seriously. If they don't, it's empty words. Ain't nobody obligated to be emotionally connected to you just because they married you. You must be crazy. Or because they're engaged, or because you've been together for a couple of years, you expect them to be bonded to you, connected to you. They ain't connected to jack shit if they lack the maturity to connect. Most of them can only connect with their pecker. Don't listen to these men's lies and excuses. There's no reason to listen to that. There's no reason. Absolutely no reason. And if somebody keeps pushing for it, they obviously don't respect your boundaries. And if he had any sense in his head at all, instead of chewed bubblegum in his head, if he had actual brain cells that work, he would never in a million years bring that up to see where you are on it. Let me be inappropriate on a first date or the first time meeting in person. I want to see what she says. If you respect somebody, you would never come out your face and say something like that. They have control. They just don't want to use it. If their female boss, who is gorgeous, got a figure that ain't playing, And one day she comes to work and she got a dress on that makes his knees weak. You think he's going to say something sexual to her? You must be out of your mind. Not unless he wants to get fired or in trouble with HR for sexual harassment, which will lead to his termination. See, they can control it. He'll think it in his head. If she wasn't my boss, oh my God, the things I would do to her. I don't care that she's my boss. Hell, I'd do it to her anyway. But he knows not to let that come out of his face. So they can have control. They just choose not to. I strongly suggest you stop giving people what they're greedy for. Because what will happen is they will take it and they will run. Or they will take it and eventually ghost you. Because they're tired of pretending. It's exhausting pretending to be a nice person when you're not. It's exhausting because you're just playing a huge game and it's very tiring. That's a lot of effort and a lot of work. A lot. So I would strongly suggest you stay celibate. I don't care if he's the finest thing you ever saw. If you want a serious relationship with him, his behavior will either stand the test of time or it will not. And if it doesn't, he wasn't meant for you no way. Don't fall for these bullshit excuses. Society gives men all kinds of excuses and free passes. They get away with a lot just because they have a dick. And I'm tired of it, but it's never going to change. So you got to put your foot down and say, you're not doing that over here. I don't care what you're used to. Women just give it to you the minute you wink at them. This child right here, I'm not doing that. So I want a better connection than just physical. You don't have to tell them you want to get married one day. You don't got to tell them that. You could just say, I want a real connection. And screwing somebody is not a real connection. It's just screwing. And I could get that from anybody. And I'm not signing up for that. And with all the diseases out here, I'm not doing that. Everybody else could do that. If they want to have orgies every day, go for it. I'm not going to partake in that behavior. I value my health and I respect myself, and I'm not doing it. So he can either stay on board or get off the train. And when he stays with you longer after lying to you, I want the same things and I agree with you, and there's too much free sex going around and there's too many viruses and people are not taking that seriously, and I don't want to end up with a disease and I don't want to give a disease to someone else. I'd rather be in a committed relationship and I want to... Uh-huh. Does he stick around or was that just talk? And time will tell. Time will tell. Don't try to persuade somebody to be in a relationship with you because you may regret that. And they may be a horrible person. And here you are persuading them to be in a relationship because you think he's the one. Time will tell if he's the one. You got to protect your health. You have to protect your heart. You have to protect your mind. Women have ended themselves because of fucked up men. And those bastards don't care. She's 6 feet under. Oh well. Oh well. Is it going to rain today or not? That's how lackadaisical they are. If they are a toxic bastard, that's how they feel. Oh, she ended herself. Anyway, life goes on. My life is going to go on. Hers won't, but mine will. Yay. Don't let somebody drive you to that point because you're giving them entirely too much power. Way too much power. You gonna let somebody push you to the point where you end yourself? I wish I would. You must be crazy. Ain't no way in hell. Nope. Ain't nobody getting the ultimate power. I pushed that person so hard they ended themselves. Yay, I'm a powerful person. No, you're a demon. There's a difference. I wouldn't want nobody ending themselves because of me. But when you are toxic and sick in your head, you almost take pride in it, that you had the emotional fortitude to push somebody to the end of the line. I think they have a sense of pride with that, as sick as that may sound. They feel prideful. That person was so strung out on me, they couldn't take it no more. I wouldn't be surprised if they laugh about it because they're sick. They're sick. So, when you know somebody's desperate for something, and you know that they are disrespectful with it, and you know that you could get tagged and dumped, you should be a lot less eager to give them what they're begging for. To me, that's common sense. Do you want to be a jump off? You want everybody, jumping on top of you and having their fun and jumping off? You don't want that. You will feel used. You will feel insecure. You will feel really, really badly about yourself. Feels good in the moment. And stay the hell away from alcohol and drugs, because that prevents you from thinking in a rational way. Stay away from things that alter your brain, because then you make stupid ass choices and you can never fix those choices because you've already done it. The bad deed. If you know someone's a con man, you don't give them everything in your bank account or everything that's on your credit card. You don't do that. It just makes no sense. Well, when you're dealing with a greedy dog, and a lot of men are greedy dogs, why would you give them what they want so bad? Because they don't see you as a person. They see you as body parts. I want you to imagine someone drawing an invisible woman on a piece of paper. You cannot see her. You can only see her tits or V and her behind. That is what these men see. They don't see you as a human being. They don't care that you are human. They don't care that you have feelings. They don't care that you're talented. They don't care that you're doing very well on your job and every time you turn around you're getting a promotion. They don't care that you have a beautiful home and a beautiful car and you've got a great relationship with your family and your grandparents are still alive and every holiday you spend time with each other. All of y'all spend time. They don't give a flying fuck about that shit. They care about your legs open. Period. Period. I had a son of a bitch stop talking to me whenever a previous friend, her brother died. I left him a message. We were supposedly going to go on a date, which was a lie. And I left a message. And I said, I may not be able to talk to you later because there's been a death and I may not be able to talk to you later. Do you honestly think he called me back later at some point and said, hey, I got your message and I'm sorry about that. Just call me when you get a chance? Fuck no. Now, if I would have said, I'm going to meet you, I'm going to drive long distance because he lived long distance and I'm going to be wearing a trench coat with no goddamn clothes on. Well, shit, his motherfucking ass would be ready, and more than ready. Somebody died? Yeah, that doesn't get my dick excited, so there's nothing I can do about that. I mean, I don't really care about that. Somebody died, so? People die. They're born, they die. Why are you telling me this? That has nothing to do with me. No. Do they come out and say that? No. But the fact that he ghosted me and never spoke to me again tells you everything you need to know. You have to say the magic words. My legs are open. When are you available? And since I'm not Susie the slutbag, I'm not doing it. And you can stay gone. Stay gone. Please. Do me a favor and stay gone. Some of these mothers that had these kids and they didn't raise them right because men ain't shit. If you raise your son to be another one who ain't shit, I blame you because his father is a dog. He got a dick, so he's a dog too. On rare occasions, if they even know who the hell their father is, and he's still in the picture or he's still married to the mom, he should teach his, if he's not a slut, he should teach his son how to respect women. Most of the time, that's not going to happen because I don't want my son to be gay. I'd rather him chase women all up and down my state. At least I know he ain't with no man. That's a sick mentality too, but you'd be surprised how many men are homophobic and how many of them would rather their son stick every woman within 100 yards, 200 yards, all up and down the entire state. When they run out of women, they go start banging women in a nursing home. Okay, whoever they can get, because at least he's not gay. Excuse me? So it kind of falls on the women to teach the men. And people say, oh, you can't teach you're a woman. You can't teach them you can teach him how to respect people, regardless of their gender. You can teach him to control his pecker. Because other men can't control their pecker. So how the hell is he going to teach a boy how to control his? Oh, what? You got somebody who has no self-control teaching someone else to have self-control. That's never going to happen, or usually not going to happen. So, something to think about, food for thought. Don't listen to these women saying, oh, after a month or so, go ahead and give it to him because he's probably connected to you by then. Don't listen to that dumb bitch because you would get your ass ghosted fast listening to that stupid shit. Love you. Bye.